Hello, this is Weldon Williford with eXp Realty. And this is a quick market update. Today's date is January 22nd, 2024. Today, I want to go over the current state of the market in Wayne County. A lot of people have been saying, with the limited number of listings, price is determined by supply and demand. And I think what we're going to see in the data is the demand is actually falling faster than, even though we have a limited number of listings, the demand is falling faster. And I believe some of that is due to the increase in the mortgage rates. And you can see over here on the right side of the screen, we've had a continuous uptrend since January of 2022. We had a little bit of a drop off back in the rates here around December. And I did see a little bit of pickup in activity. And you'll see a little bit in the data here. But you can already see, and there's a trough. If you follow my cursor here, there is a trough here where it's going to really depend on what happens over the next 2 or 3 months. It's what's going to determine the direction I feel like that home prices are going to take this year. So that's something to watch. But if we move over here to the data, the number of listings, as you can see, this is the active number of listings on the market. And we are definitely at a high, intermediate term high here. And the worrying thing here that you see is the issue is the number of sold listings. Normally in a healthy market, this number of sold listings would be trending up if the active number of listings were trending up as well. To me, this portends if this trend continues, I think we're definitely headed to see some lower home prices. Listing prices, again, as you can see, this is around April of last year. We've been in a downtrend in list prices overall. It has bounced back and forth with the mortgage rates. If you look over here on the right. But the list prices have fallen, and you can see over here the median list price and sale price have bounced here in December. Like I said, we had a little bit of flurry with this drop in the mortgage rates. I think we're going to need to see that continuation if we want to see the market recover here as far as home prices. And I'll go over in a minute why list prices have stayed relatively stable even though the demand has fallen off. I'll go over that in a minute. The absorption rate, again, this is the rate if basically if no homes were put on the market with the current inventory on the market. This is approximately how long it would take to sell all the homes. It's still relatively low at under 3 months. They consider a healthy absorption rate, is my understanding, to be 6 months of inventory. So we still have some room to grow here. But again, the worrying thing is that demand seems to be falling faster than the supply, even the limited supply. The sold to list ratio, again, this is where, the number of homes, the price of the homes when you're getting a contract, if it's listed on the market, what percentage is the seller actually getting? And you can see when the interest rates really went up, it really hammered the sellers here as much as 6% off of list price on average. Again, you see the rebound here, and that concurs with the decrease in the mortgage rates here from December to now, which, like I said, interest rates today is like 6.875. They did get as low as 6.5 here recently, 6.5 on a 30-year mortgage. So like I said, you've had this rebound. So buyers are coming back in. And that's, giving sellers some confidence to kind of stick to their guns a little bit. Still negotiating about 3% off the list price, and that's pretty much for Wayne County. That's been a historical norm. So I think I don't think this is going to change. This sold to list ratio is going to change a whole lot, unless we just get a drastic change in mortgage rates or demand for some reason, like we had right here. Typically I've been doing, selling homes in this market for 24 years. And generally it was always pretty much the standard average was, basically you would get the asking price and maybe ask for 2,500 to 3,000 in closing costs that the seller would pay. So essentially it would net out about, 3%, somewhere around there, 2%, 3%. So this probably will remain stable, but it does give some interesting information short term, because when things happen really quickly like this, when the mortgage rate shot up really quick, you can see how that did affect the sell to list ratio. Days on market, again, you're seeing those tick up here. There is some seasonality here, as you can see, around January, February. Again, these are slower months historically. It's really cold. People are not looking to move. Everybody's typically in school. So you don't see quite as much movement in this time frame. So again, the key is going to be to watch over the next few months. Does this continue to increase, or does it come back down in the spring and summer? That's going to be the key to watch. But as you can see, the days on market is definitely trending up. Again, this is the worrying trend here. This is the active list volume. This is the number of homes actually on the market. And again, what's worrying here is, not only are we seeing supply drop, that's the number of new listings that are being put on the market. But look at the sold volume. This is a very weak. We've seen a minor uptrend. But it's a very, very weak uptrend here. So again, if this does not change and this continues to rise, prices will simply just have to come down eventually. Eventually, sellers will give in, and prices will come down. So again, this is I think it's going to affect that. Again, if we do not see a continued downtrend here, I have a feeling this will get worse, and we'll start seeing the prices drop. And when I go down to the data, and you can see in the price points, the year-over-year change, and the number of listings, on average, the percent change has definitely dropped. Like I said, this is what bothers me is what I'm seeing here is the percent change from one year to the next is the number of listings that's actually dropping in a lot of these price points, but yet we're still seeing an increase in overall listing, the number of active listings, which means, like I said, we're not getting the buyer demand to come in and take these homes off the market. And the reason we're seeing, like I said, the stability in home prices, and you can see, let me get the reason, like I said, that you can see the stability in the list prices, and I wanted to highlight this area right in here. These price ranges, let me get my highlighter. There we go. In this price range is the 250 to 350 price point. That is the prime range for new construction right now in Wayne County. And the reason I said I feel like that the downtrend in the list prices and the overall prices haven't dropped as fast as what you might suspect, is that the builders are building these neighborhoods and they want to be able to maintain their prices, and their appraisals. So what they've been doing is basically when their homes aren't selling, instead of reducing the price, they're offering incentives, lots, paying extra closing costs. They're buying down the interest rates. I've seen some 5.99%, 4.99%. And it costs, $25,000 in some cases to buy down the interest rate that much. And so that's why you're not seeing the decrease in prices. And I'll say the key word yet. From my understanding, I've spoke to a couple of salesmen. The sales have picked up again with this, this area here with these interest rates declining like they are. That has picked up some sales here the 1st of January. And I know my phone has also started ringing more. So again, it's all going to depend on what happens in this area and what the builders are able to do. But if you start seeing builders, reducing home prices, that is going to have an effect on the resale market as inflation and the price of new construction and just the prices of everything has been pushing up home prices in general. So, but anyway, this is like I said, my market update, like I said, for January 22nd, 2024. Again, we'll have to see what happens with the mortgage rates over the next few months. However, like I said, with the trend as it currently is, like I said, the data for sellers as a home sellers is not looking very great right now. But if you are a home buyer, it might be a good time to start dipping your toe in the water, start looking, to see what's out there on the market. You may be able to get a little bit of a deal. Like I said, I'm seeing more reductions in the upper price ranges right now. Still quite a bit of demand in the lower price ranges. And again, you can see, and the reason for that demand is right in here. There's a big, again, just a huge drop off, 30-40% in supply. So, in the lower price ranges, still pretty tight as a home buyer. But if you're in that 250 to 400 price point, I think it's definitely a good time to, you might want to jump in and try to negotiate some deals, right now. So, but just give me a call. My number is 919-921-2085. That's 919-921-2085. Like I said, if you'd like to have a market analysis on your home, if you need to sell, or like I said, if you're looking to buy, I'd be glad to advise you, give you a consultation, do free market analysis. My name is Weldon Williford, and I'm with eXp Realty here in Wayne County. Have a great day.